Hello, I'm Michelle with two L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Entertainment, and today we are back for our first movie review of 2024.
Woo woo!
Yes, we are going to be reviewing the new Mean Girls movie that just came out, technically Thursday, but everywhere, wide release yesterday. It's out this weekend.
Yes.
But yes, we're going to be giving you our review for that. But before we get started, if you enjoy movie reviews, if you enjoy movie reactions, and you are not yet subscribed to our channel, we want to recommend you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, give this video a thumbs up.
I feel like if you click it, it'll be the best second spent of your day. Just takes a second. Just click it.
I agree. And for those of you who are new to the channel, the way we do our movie reviews is we give you our initial thoughts, what we like, what we didn't like, and then we rate the movie. And I do want to say, because I feel like a critique I will give of this movie is I don't know it's done the best job marketing of what this movie is.
True.
Because you hear Mean Girls and you're like, well, did our beloved Mean Girls movie come out in like 2004? What is this Mean Girls that you're talking about? Are they redoing it? And the answer is no. That this movie, Mean Girls, was so popular, such a success when it came out, the Lindsay Lohan Mean Girls, that they made a Broadway musical of Mean Girls.
Right.
And this movie is adapting the Broadway version of Mean Girls to the big screen.
Yes.
So that's what this is. It is not just a copy of Mean Girls or a rebooting or redoing of Mean Girls. It is the musical version from Broadway of Mean Girls that they have adapted back to the small screen.
It's sort of like a fun Gen Z little sister movie.
Yes.
To the original.
Yes, I agree. So with that in mind, let's give our initial thoughts. Mine was, I was like pleasantly surprised, and I really enjoyed it.
I really liked it. I mean, I had a lot of fun kind of from beginning to end, honestly.
Was it a pleasant surprise for you?
It was,
or did you go in thinking you would like it?
Well, it was a surprise because I just didn't really know what this version was going to be and totally what I was getting into. But yeah, after the first like few minutes and I got into it, I really liked it.
Yes, and I say I was pleasantly surprised, and I should have, going into this, had a little more optimism. I guess we all are a little jaded when it comes to Hollywood touching. Yes, Hollywood touching things that we like. But again, this isn't technically a remake because it is the musical version of it. But I should have had a little more faith knowing that Tina Fey was back to adapt the screenplay for this. Of course, she was the one who was behind the original one. And I just have been a big fan of Tina Fey's work as far as a writer. I think she's one of the better comedic writers in Hollywood, even to this day. I think she did another great job adapting, again, this musical version to the.
She's a very talented woman.
She is. So she did a great job with that. And I guess that will be a positive. That will move us right into what we liked about this movie. I will say this. It took me, for those of you who go watch it, and I also want to say this. If you enjoyed Mean Girls and you like musicals,
yes,
this movie is for you.
It's coming together and you're going to like it.
Then I say go see it. You will enjoy this movie if you enjoy either of those two things.
And I do personally.
I do too. I love a good musical. And I will say that I enjoyed the music. I really had fun with all the musical numbers, and there are quite a few throughout this movie.
And even in the musical numbers, and I'm sure you noticed this too, it's not just the music,
the dancing,
the sets,
yes,
the dancing they created, the clothes, all of it. Like they create these big, almost like fantasy type scenes, and then it kind of goes back to reality, but I think they do a really good job with that.
Yes, and another way, Natalie, I would even word this movie is it almost felt like this indie version of like this Mean Girl take, and I really enjoyed it, and I loved, again, back to you saying about how they would do the musical numbers. I love the cinematography and how the camera would follow the person singing, and I just thought they did a great job, quite frankly, and that's something I think that taking something from Broadway and put it back on a movie screen, they had the opportunity to do.
Yes.
Where on Broadway, they're limited to a degree of what all they can do with a musical number. with a movie, you can do whatever you
That's
want.
a good point. So they could really dial it up for
Yes.
this.
And I think, I haven't seen the Broadway version, the musical, but I would say they did. Again, I was so impressed with all of the musical numbers in this. Natalie, another thing that caught my attention was because back when the original came out, social media wasn't a thing.
True.
And I loved how they incorporated, that was a little updating of this, incorporated kids on social media and how much worse that could make some of these situations.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the Gen Z version of it, that they updated some things. And I think in a fun way that works and kind of marks this time period.
Yes. I thought it was great. Pretty much Tina Fey was back playing her same role. Of course, everyone is playing. I will say this, it took me about 15 minutes to get past like, oh, okay, this is Lindsay Lohan's character, but it's not Lindsay Lohan.
Right.
It did take me a few minutes, but then once I figured out, oh, this is what this is.
Like that's Karen Smith, but that's not Karen.
Yes.
But they work though. But then you quickly like them,
You do, and I want to say, as far as the casting decisions, I actually think they did a fantastic job because, of course, being a musical, you wanted to pick people with good voices,
sing, right?
And I really enjoyed the music. I thought everyone in the movie did a fantastic job with all their vocals and with all the songs.
I have to say my favorite is My Name is Regina.
Yes. And Regina is played by Renee Rapp, who is a musician, and I loved
I love some of her songs actually in real life.
And I loved how they took this story, and at times it is beat for beat, and it is at times even line for line, but then the way they'll change a scene because of a musical number.
It still made it fresh.
Yes. It was like, I'm thinking of specifically of Renee she has multiple, playing Regina George, she has multiple like musical numbers that I thought were fantastic.
Yes, she's a great singer.
Yes, really everyone did in this. I really enjoyed this. Again, I thought, and they kept it. I think this can do good with, say, that Barbie audience. Now,
that's what I was because it is very girly. It's very, and it kind of reminds you as a woman, even like a Mean Girls or something, when you're a little older, you're just like, you kind of see that hole in the market sometimes for just girliness and like girly things. And I know we have a large male audience, but as a woman, you like to watch movies like that sometimes.
Absolutely.
It just kind of fills that part of you.
Just as men want their male things sometimes, and there's an audience for that. Absolutely. I thought the way they handled all of this was just, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed John. I wish I could have gotten a little more John Hamm.
I know. I wish there had been a little more John Hamm because I think
he's funny.
He's so funny, and he doesn't do a lot of that.
Yes. Yeah, he did a great job. I'm not the biggest Busy Phillips fan, but I actually really liked her in this movie.
She did really good she plays perfect as the mom.
She plays Regina's mom in this. And perfect's a good word. I thought she did fantastic.
Like that poster on the door got me at the end. You'll know if you see it.
She did really good. And the humor for me worked in this movie. It still retained its humor. Now the first one is more truly a true to straight movie comedy, but this, it is a musical comedy. I would say it definitely made me laugh several times throughout this movie.
Some real feelings, and something I was telling Michelle, I like even the first Mean Girls that was based on a book about teenage girls and kind of how they interact.
And they brought that up at the beginning credits.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I think it's like there's actually good messaging in it, like for girls and or just even for teens, so I just think it's like really compared, even the original and this, I was saying compared to a lot of teen movies, it's fairly
clean,
benign, and actually has some good messaging in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think young girls, again, if you're even, I'll even go, let's see, Mean Girls audience probably goes about 45 down at this point, I would say.
Right.
I think, again, if you enjoy the Mean Girls, if you enjoy musicals, I think you're going to like it. And I think this will find a new generation that will, I think, enjoy this, quite frankly.
Well, and something I was thinking about too, that was kind of special. Like I remember seeing Mean Girls when I was in high school with our mother, me and her sing it. And then I realized I was singing the new Mean Girls, well, my daughter's in high school, you know, like
Yeah.
I saw it when I was in high school. Now she's in high school or what? So it's kind of cool in that way.
And Mean Girls, like a Clueless, like a 10 Things I Hate About You, it has found the younger audience again. It is become
Yeah.
kind of that classic movie from the 2000s as far as a teen movie.
That will stand the test of time
Yes.
due to how good it is.
And being based on truths that are
Right.
just kind of the way high school kind of is type
Right.
thing. Natalie, any other positives or things that I've missed or?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I just thought everybody did a great job. I thought that, as we discussed, the Damon in this was
I
really
liked
funny.
him a lot.
He really hit his marks comedy wise, in my opinion. I thought Janice, her solo was outstanding.
Yes.
I loved that solo of hers, and the actress that did that, she did a fantastic job.
I even really enjoyed Karen's solo.
Karen's solo was
Karen's
good.
solo is good. Everything Renee did
It's
as,
kind of a movie I
as
want to see
Regina.
again.
Yes, I want to see this movie again. I enjoyed it that much. And that's why I think,
Especially because of the singing, because of the musical element.
Yes, and I think this movie can do well if it, finds that audience and people realize what it is, because they made this movie, the budget that we have at least down that they've reported is 35 million. So that's why I say it's kind of indie-like. It wasn't a big budget movie at all. And they did a really good job.
They really pulled it off.
It was a very entertaining movie, quite frankly. I've already been listening to the soundtrack for the movie.
And I've been listening before because of my daughter. She's a fan.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So I don't really have, I know we're supposed to say what we didn't like. I don't really have any big critiques with it, quite frankly.
I really didn't either. I really enjoyed it.
It was paced good.
Yeah.
I think it comes in a little under 2 hours. The time just goes quite. I mean,
wasn't
it just
bored
flies.
for like a second, really.
No, there's not really anything I would think to edit out. Quite frankly, it was again that's good in today's time where movies seem to always go over 2 hours and be kind of long. But yeah, so let's get to our rating of this movie. Natalie, I'm going to let you go first. 5 being the max level of hoots of enjoyment.
For enjoyment, honestly, I'm going to give this new Mean Girls 5 hoots. I really enjoyed it. Love the musical elements. Love the dancing. Like you said, the cinematography. I think they did a great job. I think Tina Fey did a great job.
Tina Fey did a great job. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 hoots too. This is probably going to be up there on my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah,
quite frankly.
honestly. And I mean, I wouldn't have known that. Who knew?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I can't recommend it enough. If you are someone who likes Mean Girls and likes musicals, go see it. I think you'll have a lot of fun.
If you're a
with
Renee
it.
Rapp fan, if you like her music, go see it. It's awesome.
Or if you fit the category like Natalie, you saw Mean Girls in theaters, you liked it, and you now have a daughter. Like, take your daughter to go see it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, 5 out of 5 hoots for both of us for the new Mean Girls. I'm just going to say Mean Girls the musical, which I feel they should have said so people know.
Knew kind of what you're getting into, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a musical note on the Mean Girls sign, but I still don't feel enough people know this is the musical. This is the musical version of this movie. So yeah, check it out. But what are you guys' thoughts on the new Mean Girls musical movie?
Are you going to see it? Have you already seen it?
Have we maybe interested you in going to see it?
Have we piqued your interest?
Yes. Share your thoughts below. And if you have not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also give this video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.